All right, so let's give a couple seconds for everyone to join. All right. We do have some people on board already. That's great. Okay, a lot of people on. Let's get started, folks. Well, first of all, welcome everyone to our first What's New session of 2026. It's great to have you all here. Before we get started, drop your name and where you're joining from in the chat. It will be great to know where you're watching this webinar from, um, and who's joining us today. I will start, so I just dropped there. And feel free, everyone, to present yourselves. Let's get acquainted. We have a lot of exciting news to go through today. Um, really appreciate you taking the time in this webinar. Today, we're going to have three major points. The first one we're going to start with is our new admin portal. Y'all have been waiting for this for so long, and we did it, guys. Looks beautiful. We can't wait to show this to you. We're also going to cover the TagoIO TIP protocol. This is a real nut breaker in the business right now. When we're talking about, I mean, we're going to get into a certain detail there, but super exciting for you guys there that are looking to do fast connections without having to do anything custom for some specific protocols. That's super powerful. And the cherry on the cake, let's explore how our new AI is being embedded in our admin portal. You can use this in so many ways. It's so incredible. Getting contextualization from devices, editing dashboards, amongst so many other feats. So without any further ado, if you haven't shared your name here, oh, look at that. That's brilliant. Marty from New York City, welcome. Bill Schmidt from Miami, glad to have you on board. We also have our partner, Jai Mary from Netmore. Awesome to have you around. Philip, welcome to our webinar. Glad to have everyone here. Beautiful crowd. Let's get started. Um, so Fabio, let's dive into the new admin. I'm sure everyone's excited to see that.
Thank you, Thiago. Good morning, everyone. It's really great to have this time here. I really appreciate we all be together during this 30 minutes presentation. I want to keep it short. I want really to focus on the key things you have here. Just before you go to the details, I really would like to just summarize a little bit what's going on in the last years, what we have been observed in the industry, in the IoT. First, of course, we want in this world to get data from the device and go through a processing and make a decision, right? That's what we want. That's everybody, when talk about the partners, customers, the challenge is that when you try to do that, in a traditional way, you need to have a lot of tools. You need to get this data from the device. By device, I mean the IoT sensor with the device there. You need to use a protocol. You need to parse the data. You need to have something to store the data. And then, wow, I wanted to show to the users. So you need a visualization tool. And then you can have the insights. And dot lines, you try to get a decision. So you can have something there in the middle that can create some limitation. The integration is not well done, so you can lose the data or the signals in the middle. So with TagoIO, what you have been doing in the last years, and frankly, more than 10 years, is putting this together as much as you can so that you can still have your device and keep in mind the same objective is to make a decision. And by decision, I mean, it can be an alert, can be a notification, can be an action of the device, send the data to the cloud, processing this data and send the data back to the device and take a decision. So with TagoIO, you already have integrated the protocol part, the data parse, the storage. You have different type of storage, not only for time series, but also for entity, visualization tool, and also, of course, you have a capability to build insights. So that's really what get you to the next level. However, it doesn't stop there. You have more models. Okay, we design more additional models that many times we don't see. The customers know that because they need, but many people don't see when they start. For example, we have backups, disaster recovery capability. We have a control tower, so you can check each device. You have 100,000 devices. You can check the health of each one. You have edge inversion. You can run on the edge with Tago Core, multi-region deployment, multiple language, audit log, and so on. So just keep in mind, we really put a lot of things together to benefit the developers at the end of the day. So let's go to the first item of the agenda, that is the release of our new admin. So we spent a lot of time in the last years working in different components of our full stack platform. So today, you have a very robust platform. When you use TagoIO, you can use our SLA, uptime, and we always need to continue improving. So if you take a look at our platform today, you have this one that's very similar to this one here on the screen. And we are moving to a much cleaner, smarter, and more modern layout. Okay, so this one here is something that anyone can do using the new platform that now is on beta version. Let me show here live, just a couple of minutes, how that works. Then I'll be back to the next items. So first of all, some changes here on the left. You see you have the traditional items. We put a little bit more for them here that make easier for people to work inside of their profile. So we separate profiles from the account. Just as a reminder, profiles are like sub-accounts. So you can have a lot of them inside of your account. So you can isolate one from other. So for example, here you have the traditional one, you have the devices, dashboard, access. If you want to change something, you now can get this reorder the items and can hide, can pin some of them, or can remove from the view, right? So this is simple thing that you did. So I don't have time to go to all the details, but things like that, I believe you're going to see more and more as you start to use the platform. That again still is on beta, but very close to finalize the beta in the next weeks. So also, other thing you will have is the account itself. So you have, of course, the billing for the account. You have the theme, light mode, dark mode, developer, and so on. If you want to take a look in the dashboard capability, I can tell right away that the basic widgets are still with basically the same capabilities as in the past, but is more consistent with the rest of the layout of the dashboards. And this change that you did today is not only a visual change, it's really structure change. So this is just the beginning. That's the good news here on top of a more modern dashboard. For example, if you take a look in this one here and see, okay, I can see here the temperature, the charts with humidity and so on. If I want to edit something, I come here and try to edit. So let's edit this temperature, for example. What kind of edition I can do is similar what as I had before, but now you see we are highlighting the widget here, and then you can, by the way, you can move from one side to the other, so that's much better. You don't hide. You can see in real time. That's the reason why you did that. You can change things and see in real time. For example, here, let's change the use the formula, like a simple formula you see in F. Let's change this to Celsius. So using Celsius, I can truncate this value and so on, but I can do this in real time. So I can change the color. Let's change the color of the text to red one. You see, it's changing real time before you save. there are a lot of details like that. So you try to keep things much simpler and faster, and not even talk about other features that you're going to see today. So we have deployed this. Is there beta version? You can use it. I know there are questions, but our team is here to help you to take the most of this platform. So back to you, Thiago.
That's great, Fabio. Looking really beautiful. I actually played with it a little bit, made a couple really nice dashboards. And I think, if you already have an account on TagoIO, try the beta, try the new admin right now. It's really lovely there. Before I move on, I really like to thank a couple more people that joined our session. Special regards to Philip Burrows in Wales, working on an amazing project there using multiple sensor technology. Let's go. We got so many people here from different countries. That's so amazing. We got USA. We got actually 3 or 4 leads from your customers from USA. We got Sweden, Austria, Wales, Brazil. Let's go, guys. We also have Argentina. Jorge, thanks for joining. That is beautiful. So let's go, guys. If you have not presented yourself, feel free to do so. We'll love to have, again, know where you're coming from, where you're watching this webinar from, and yeah, let's connect. So moving to TagoIO tip now. So I was very much looking forward to this. Every IoT project hit the same wall at some point. You have a device, a sensor, a tracker, a controller. You need it talking to your platform, right? So you pick a protocol, MQTT, UDP, something custom. Suddenly you hit a roadblock. Suddenly your firmware is your team is just spending weeks really to make the connection work. That's exactly the problem that we want to remove. And I would like to highlight this. We built TagoIO as a lightweight protocol designed specifically for devices talking to TagoIO, removing that layer of complexity between your device and your data. I think you guys are going to love this. Freddie, let's jump in. Count on you to dive into the details on how we can leverage this tool.
Thank you, Tiago. So every IoT project hits some wall at some point. You have a device, could be a sensor, a tracker, a controller, and you need it talking to your platform. So you'll pick a protocol, maybe MQTT, maybe UDP, maybe something custom. And suddenly your firmware engineer is spending weeks just on the connection layer. We built the TagoTiP protocol because that shouldn't be a problem. TagoTiP is a lightweight application protocol designed specifically for IoT devices communicating within TagoIO. It's trying to remove the part that slows you down, the complexity between your device and your data. Let me show you how that looks like in practice. So here, what you're seeing is TagoTiP running over the transport protocols you already use, like UDP, TCP, MQTT, and HTTPS. Your devices don't need to change how they connect. TagoTiP sits at the application layer on top of whatever transport makes sense for your hardware. That's the important point. We're not asking you to rip out your firmware stack. If your device speaks UDP, it speaks UDP. TagoTiP just defines what's inside the packet. Same for TCP, MQTT, and HTTPS. This means you can adopt TagoTiP incrementally. New devices get it from day one. Existing devices can migrate at your pace. And in every case, the platform knows exactly how to receive, parse, and route that data, because the format is built for TagoIO from the ground up. Here's where it gets concrete. On the left, a standard JSON payload, the format most devices send today. Readable, flexible, widely supported. On the right, the same data in TagoTiP over UDP. As you can see, it's 4.3 times smaller. That number matters more than it sounds. Smaller packets mean lower data costs, especially on cellular or LPWAN networks where you're paying per kilobyte. It means longer battery life because your radio transmits faster and sleeps sooner. And it means you can push updates more frequently without blowing your data budget. For a single device, the difference is small, but multiply that across tens of thousands of devices sending data every 30 seconds, and you're looking at a completely different cost model. TagoTiP isn't just cleaner to implement, it's cheaper to run. at scale every day. Everything I've shown you is fully documented. If you go to docs.tago.io under TagoTiP, you'll find the complete reference for getting started. I want to call out 3 important parts here. First, the endpoint. This tells you exactly where your device is going to send data. One URL, which is clearly defined. Just make sure you select the correct region. Second, how it works. This is a section where your firmware manager, your firmware engineer, will thank you for. It walks you through the package structure, the field definitions, how TagoIO parses it when it comes in, everything you need to understand from the protocol before you write a single line of code. And third, sending data. This is my favorite part of the docs. It's an example from A to Z, a real device, a real payload, end to end. You can copy it, run it, and have the data showing up in Tago in minutes using Netcat. If your devices already speak MQTT, it's also straightforward. But you'll need to keep in mind is that MQTT is the transport layer, but TagoTiP is still the protocol. That means your payloads need to follow the TagoTiP structure, the same format we showed earlier. You can't just send any MQTT message and expect it to work. The efficiency and the platform integration only kick in when that payload is correctly formatted as the protocol expects it. With that in mind, there's a few things worth pointing out. First, the endpoint. There's 2 regions, US and EU. Both standard and TLS ports are available. Make sure you use the right one. And also the topic structure. Your devices need to publish to a published topic and subscribe to an acknowledgement topic. The serial lives in the topic path, not the payload. This is in order to lower the size of the message. Commands from the server come back on the same ACK topic in real time. One more thing worth mentioning here is that, and this will land well with a lot of people, is that MQTT is back for free, available in all plans, including the free tier. If you've been holding off on an MQTT-based project because of plan restrictions, that changes today. You can start building right now. Now, to be transparent, this version of MQTT inside TagoTiP does have some intentional limitations. For example, there are no persistent sessions, the retained messages aren't available. These are trade-offs we made to keep the protocol lightweight and optimized for TagoTiP use cases. If your project needs the full MQTT specification, like persistent sessions, last will, offline messages, retention, that's exactly what TagoDeploy is built for. TagoDeploy gives you a complete, unrestricted MQTT broker for the scenarios where you need every feature the protocol offers. That's what I wanted to go over today regarding the new protocol we've been working on. All these features are already available, including the free MQTT broker, which is finally back. And with that, I'll hand the spotlight over to Thiago.
Awesome presentation, Freddie. I mean, I was waiting on this for so long, and there was a period there where we didn't have the free MQTT, and now that's back. Basically, simplifying what Freddie said, TagoTiP gives you a faster, simpler path with optimized MQTT ready to go. TagoDeploy gives you full control, full MQTT spec, enterprise grade, no compromises. So we went from having one option to having multiple options now. So I think that's brilliant from the backend team and applications team to get that going. That's really amazing. Really happy to get this working on. It really comes down to the level of control and flexibility your project needs, right? At the end of the day. So, Vitor, I will now call you up to the board. Let's jump into the AI. I think we have so much to cover here. It will be amazing to go through this. So I count on you to share the details there.
Thanks, Thiago. So our features we presented here is about making development easier. And you all know how AI makes development easier. So let's talk about how the new AI assistant can help you. First, the AI can be split into main benefits. One is helping with development of applications, and second is helping with data analytics. For development, you will see the AI can suggest dashboard layouts, create data pairs for devices, make recommendations, and much more. For that analysis, you can count with smart global search feature and tools that can see your data and make recommendations to optimize your solution. So let me show you a few prompts. So inside this new beta platform, you will see these star buttons that opens the AI chat. And one prompt I have here to demo for you is asking the AI to create widgets in my dashboard. I already know what I want here, like a line chart, an angular gauge, a card, a vertical bar chart, but you can feel free to explore and ask AI for suggestions on your dashboard. And once you press the send button, AI is going to analyze your device. If you have asked it to create data for a specific device, get some sampling data from your device, and start to create the widgets. And very important here to notice that you go very quickly from zero to a dashboard. It's just a single message. AI is going to create a beautiful dashboard for you, organize, and you are free to continue to work from here and edit the widgets manually, each one, understand how AI made this dashboard for you. Um, And if you want to continue work, you can, for example, ask for a theme change, something specific you want for your dashboard, ask charts to be bigger, rearrange the dashboard, create new tabs. And once you press send, it's going to take a moment, analyze everything you have on the dashboard. And a cool feature you have is going to check the theme of your dashboard if you are asking to copy some specific dashboard element. And it's going to update the dashboard with a new theme. I asked it for Shackle, so it's what I got. On the data analysis side, we can ask AI to analyze data from our devices, store data, get the result in specific format, or ask specific carrying for data. And when you press, it's going to run, collect all the data, use our API to collect the data, applying time zones, for example, using the aggregate feature, and get the result to show to you. You can use the data analysis feature in many ways. For example, you can ask to insert data, mock data on your device based on some theme that you want to present to your board. And it also can know your data model. For example, our AI has access to our connectors. So even if you don't have any data on your device, it is able to go there and see what is expected data based on the connector it's using and create mockups, for example, based on that data. Another feature we have is the global search feature. So AI have access to the entire API. It means it can cross resource in one shot. For example, here I'm just asking look for all the device tag with production. I'm not even mentioning which tag key I'm using or tag value, just a simple prompt. And once it runs, it's going to use this smart global search, look for everything in my account. In this case, I just asked for a device, but if I have actions, users, access rules with these tags, it would also give me a response containing everything that is found on my account. So this is just some created prompts that I'm showing you. It will have much more features inside, and coming next are some things that our users ask from us is you will be able to bring your own models. So TagoIO is currently using AWS Bedrock, so everything here is running on cloud, but you will be able to connect your own API and your own key. Also, we are bringing more integration for the code editor. You can use right now the AI with analysis and the decoder feature. It can read your decoder script, your analysis script. It can read your console log, find the debug things for you. But we are working on more and more editor integration. So you can have GIFs and accept GIFs, things like that, that you have in other editor UIs. Also coming next is custom widget development. So dashboards is a really important part of building an application because it's what the user actually see. And one feature we had been working behind the scenes is giving the ability for the AI to code a custom widget for you with exactly how you want to see this widget, or even create a custom widget for the entire dashboard. I think will be really valuable for your development in making your development much faster. Thiago, moving back to you.
That's wonderful, Victor. Guys, you can understand me now, right? Why do I mention this will be so powerful? You're gonna have this AI throughout your admin. Really, this is next level stuff. I would love for you to guys try it and then give us some feedback on it. We worked on this for a fair amount of time, and I think we got to a great result here. Victor, stick around because we have some questions in regards to the AI. We might be able to have your insights there again. First of all, is first question I have here from Paul. Paul, thanks for your question. Is the AI assistant already included in the beta? That will be a soft yes, right?
Yeah, it's already available in beta. You can test right now. We have different limits for each plan. So free plan has a given limit, so scale and starter are different limits on how much you can use. Currently, you can only use with the TagoIO default model, but very soon you will be able to connect your own API key, and basically you will not have any limit anymore.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. And you also answered me another question, which is in regards to the limits itself. So yeah, you can use it. There's a certain limits, but from what I remember, those are fair enough to start playing with it. Later on, we're gonna release the new version, which you can put your own AI there, and then the sky is the limit. Whatever you have on your account should reflect there. Now let me chime in another question. Can I make a dashboard that grabs several variables from a bunch of sensors, matching the tag, and put it into a nice table that'll be helpful, really helpful, maybe even color code results? That came from Marlon. Marlon from Texas. Thanks a lot for your questions. I appreciate it. I see that you had an extension to your question below. Peter, did you grab that? Should I read it aloud?
Yeah, so currently, even with the AI, the dashboard is limited by the dashboard capabilities. I'm not sure I can broadcast this, but we have been working on a new dashboard format that can actually get data from different devices. But keep tuned, and I'll come to present this to you soon.
That's awesome. Marlon, I hope that answers your question. I have another one from Paul here. I can answer this one really fast. And again, guys, if you have any questions on the topic, feel free to shoot. We're looking forward to tackling those. Is there a way to change profile server region afterwards, or it's too late once the profile has been created? Answer is yes. If you have an account today on the US server, our support team is ready to receive requests to migrate your account to the European server. Just hit our support up or send me an email. I'm happy to forward that. We have a simple spreadsheet to help you to migrate your application to the European server. I hope that helps, Paul. Giovanni, we have a question from you. Is the beta version available to users who are using TagoDeploy as well? So that won't change, right, Victor? Customers on TagoDeploy would also have the ability to use the beta version, right?
For Tago Deploy right now, I'm not sure beta is available.
Okay.
Probably, I don't have much information on the Tago Deploy for the beta, so I'll refrain from making any comments, but I'm assuming it's going to be available for Tago Deploy when it's come to release.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, that's good. That's good. So I got another one from Hugo. This is a good question. It's simple but good, but good. Is the AI assistant work on any language or any in English? I think it works on any language, right, Victor?
Yeah, so it really depends on the model capabilities. So we use Cloud. Cloud is known for being able to work on any language. Of course, we know benchmarks works best for English, but I ask you to try and see if it works for you.
Awesome, awesome. And then in regards to the AI still, you could put it in a nice question there. And I think I did something similar with the MCP. For those who are not familiar, other than the AI that we presented today, we also have the MCP, which is Model Context Protocol. That's what it stands for. And it works with multiple platforms that includes like Visual Code. You can use it with code, for example, like a Codex. That's going to be like either for consulting your data on the application or performing any minor tasks or actually doing analysis of the data that you have there. I think that's so powerful because it uses like a aggregated route, so you can really look back at the data. You can create a project with your product or equipment specs and then have your AI compare to that, work on baselines. It actually also helps you to develop code. So that'll be another tool that I'd say would like be a monitor. But Vitor, if you want to chime in, I think what he meant here in his question was like, can I use an AI engine to constantly monitor the data that's coming through and then push it on the other side? I'd say I remember doing some alerts on the MCP to do this for me like regular, like a week. It's gonna go there, pull the data out of my machines, and it will give me a report. I know that's what its capability, but that's only Claude, I will assume. Can you jump in on that?
Yeah, so MCP is for running from your machine mostly, right? There is some scripting you can do that can use MCP. For Tago, right now is only available through the chat feature, so it's not something you can make a schedule script of. We are going to release the APIs for analysis very soon, probably next month or so. So you will be able to create an analysis that run an AI using all the configuration you have inside Tago. Right now, if you want to do this, you are going to need to use some other SDK like Vercel SDK inside your analysis and build it on your own.
That is great, great
Oh,
answer.
we are going to
Yeah,
we are going to have actions as well for AI. So this is some a feature that is coming next.
that is brilliant. Actions with AI. That's something that's popping in my curiosity right now. I'm definitely excited for that one. Hugo, I hope that answers your question. I got another one from Marcus. Marcus, it is possible to design custom agents with the AI tool. If yes, are there restrictions? Is it possible to create custom connectors or other way asked to support in creating a needed payload parser? Greetings, Marcos, from Austria. Great to have you on board. Vitor, want to jump in on that? We have a couple. Actually a string of questions, but I think you can cover both of them.
Yeah, there are more than one question there. So about the custom widgets, so this is a feature I did comment. We are going to bring the capability for the AI to build the custom widgets. Right now, we are going to release the new SDK for custom widget. Right now, I mean, in the following weeks, we are going to release a new SDK on React and Svelte for custom widget. This is what's going to power up our AI to be able to write React code for custom widgets. So it's going to be a few months for this to happen, but it's going to happen. AI is going to be able to build a I would say the entire dashboard for you using custom code.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And Marlon, nicely complemented. I think this ties along really nice what Peter said. Later on, if we have actions for I can only imagine that it'll be somewhat within the range to be monitor these deviations, right? Because like you mentioned, basically what Hugo and Marlon are saying there is that we don't have a baseline for everything, right? And most of the applications in the beginning don't. So you basically start collecting the data, then you try to get that data into context. So you are actually able to create some baselines, but you don't jump off just straight into that, right? And so eventually you have those KPIs on. So let's hold a bit. These are 3 great news that we have right now. We have so much cooking, guys. And I think this is going to be a great now, it's going to be all the way uphill. So that's awesome. Emmett, okay, all right. So I have no more questions on my side. If you have any other questions, guys, oh, Paul, you got another one. What's behind the AI assistants? What's LLM it's based on? Oh, Vitor, you did mention that before, but I forgot. Can you chime in? What is the motor behind the engine?
Yeah, so very important to notice, you will be able to connect your own API key, any model you want to use. Of course, we need to give support to the model. From the TagoIO side, when you choose the TagoIO default, it's going to be Cloud running on AWS Bedrock.
Oh, Bedrock, that's the one. That's great. Awesome. Excellent, excellent. Well, I'm so happy with this webinar. We had so much interaction, everybody chime in. Lovely to have everyone around. And again, guys, if your use case is more specific or you're evaluating something right now, we're happy to go deeper with you after this. You know where to find us. I'm also, let me just go ahead. I'm going to put my email here. Some of you already know me, but always lovely to meet new customers, partners, and vendors. Happy to connect. We can look into your architecture, devices to help you define the best approach, right? So we're giving the options, opening these doors for you, but it's really you that's going to do the wonderful work, as many of our customers are doing, just deploying so many powerful applications out there. So I don't have any other questions. I would like to thank everyone for your time. Again, don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn. We're always posting news out there, which could be helpful for you. I'm happy to maintain the contact with you guys here. Feel free to shoot me an email after this. I'll also be reaching out later on just to grab your feedback on these webinars and these features, and hope to bring something new for you in the next few months. For now, I'd like to, Fabio, any regards so we can wrap it up on your side?
No, nothing else. Just again, thank everyone for the participation. A lot of a good question. And this is the beginning of the year still. So we have a lot of things that we're cooking here. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope to see everyone soon. All the best.